Super Mario Bros. Is a platformer. The core of any platformer is, you guessed it, platforming. Counterintuitive, I know. Nobody plays Mario for the story, except Melvin. The story is largely incidental and secondary to the actual mechanics of play. Really, some of the only story you're given is at the end of castles, and they all say the same thing.
Sorry, Mario, but your princess is in another castle.
Sorry, Toad, but your eyes are in another skull. However, games don't need to be awesome pieces of literary significance in order to be good. As long as the game itself is fun to play, most people would chalk it up as a success. That being said, if a game is fun to play and also has a pretty awesome story, A+. The reward in Mario Bros. Doesn't come from unraveling and participating in the story. It comes from getting farther, seeing new levels, finding warps, and doing drugs. When you see the endings in Mario, you aren't proud because you saw the story in its entirety. You're proud because you made those jumps, you brutally murdered those reptiles, you chopped down that bridge. You didn't cheat the game by over-leveling your character, you beat it with your own sweat, blood, and tears. Really though, if you've played Super Mario Bros. So much that your eyes are watering and your thumbs are bleeding, you really just need to take a fucking break. On the other end of the spectrum, when you see the ending of an RPG, you're satisfied because you got to participate in the story. You experienced the highs and lows, along with unnamed mute amnesiac protagonist in the gang. RPGs don't usually present a challenge much in the way of execution. In general, it requires much more skill to make this jump than it does going through menus in Final Fantasy I. Challenge in an RPG doesn't come from execution, it comes more from strategy. Aside from strategy, RPGs really shine when it comes to their story. They tend to focus on character growth and progression. This character growth is not only unraveled by the plot, but is also reflected in their stats when a character levels up. As a side note, in Mario, your progression isn't measured by a bar, it's measured by how far you can get through the game before seeing this screen. All of this being said, that doesn't mean it's totally impossible to interleave story and character progression within a platformer. Check out Eversion if you really want some food for thought. And it's not impossible to interleave execution into an RPG. Legend of the Dragoon did this. It looks like the script has come up a little short. How about you guys do some backtracking and rewind a couple minutes to artificially extend the playtime of this video?
See what I did there?
So how about I use all this extra time to promote something else I'm working on? I have this podcast now. It's called Random Internet Encounters, where I interview random people on the interwebs. You can find it at randominternetencounters.wordpress.com. Our first guest is Daniel Floyd, the voice of Extra Credits. Digressing and Sidequesting is uploaded twice a month, so Random Internet Encounters will be done every off week. Well, that's all I have for today. The first episode of that podcast is up, so feel free to check it out.
Sorry, Mario, but your princess is in another castle.
Goddamn, ow. It comes from getting farther, seeing new levels, finding warps, and doing drugs. Did I write that? Oh.